Michael's JB Commercial Finance here. A very quick video about networking. Now I'm the group leader of For Networking Leicester Breakfast, as many of you know, and they've been a very successful group over the last year or so. We've had a consistent membership, turnout, of around about sort of 22 to 25, sometimes in the high 20s, sometimes the low 20s, thereabouts. And today I woke up, we were expecting around about the 20-ish mark, which isn't hugely surprising in the Friday before a bank holiday weekend. But still a reasonable number, and still very happy with that. And I looked out the window in the morning and it's absolutely peeing with rain. It's torrential. And the first thing that goes through my head is, I wonder how many people are going to turn up or are going to cancel on me today for the For Networking meeting. And it turns out that quite a few did. We lost around about a quarter of the people who were booked on. Ended up with 15 there. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. We had a great meeting, 15 people came along, exchanged ideas, had one-to-ones, and hopefully looked to do some future business. But it just got me wondering about how many people are put off by a little bit of rain and how this actually reflects on the impressions of them on their business. Now, the first thing to consider here is the fact that, yes, many of these people may have had legitimate reasons not for coming, and I'm certainly not saying it was the rain that put them off. What I am saying is that we lost a quarter of the people coming and it was raining outside. We didn't have the same thing when it was sunny. And, that may all be a coincidence, and I'm certainly not pointing any fingers at people. It just seems slightly strange. But either way, the general impression of networking is that you have to be there to actually benefit. If you're not in the room, you're not going to give an impression of yourself that's positive, and you're not going to sell. And that's even more so if people are expecting you, because we did expect a certain number. Those people didn't show up. Therefore, when people ask me as the group leader, who didn't show up, who were you expecting, who hasn't come, I'm honest. I say this person didn't come, this was the reason they gave, and you know what? The other person will make their own judgment. All I can say is in something like For Networking, you may well have 1, 2, even 3 people from the same business sector in the room. And you know what? If someone else is in that room who does the same as you, and they've managed to get to that networking meeting, they've managed to secure a one-to-one with someone who's after their services, who do you think is going to get the sale? It's going to be the person on the spot. And I have to say, we had an example or two of that this morning, which, was a little bit kind of awkward, to be perfectly honest, but it is what it is. And if someone's in the room, someone's turned up, they paid the money to come along and they made the effort, then they deserve to have the benefit of talking to a client who's after their services. So the bigger question is, how seriously do you take your networking? Now, networking works in a number of ways, but I'm talking here about formalised networking, i.e. breakfasts, be that a BNI, be that For Networking, be it a Bob Club, whatever, FSB, chamber, anything like that. And a lot of people say to me, what, 3 times every week, James, in the mornings, how do you find time for it? How do you do it around the rest of your work? And the answer is that it goes in my diary straight away. My networking is booked weeks and weeks in advance. I was talking to someone the other day who said that their networking events are booked a year in advance. And while that may be slightly over the top, I really admire that sentiment. I think that's fantastic that he considers it important enough to actually put these meetings in his diary so far in advance. And he fits his client appointments, his personal development, and everything else around his networking meetings. And I think that's so important to do. After all, it's called networking, not sit around and I'll do nothing. You have to work at it, you have to consistently show up, and you have to put the effort in. And you know what? If someone couldn't be bothered to get out of bed to come to a networking event that I've managed to get out of bed to go to, then why on earth would I trust them with giving them a bit of business, especially if that's a time-sensitive bit of business? How much they value coming along and meeting people like myself and similar, and meeting them and generating business and contacts and giving them expertise. And that's something that everyone should bear in mind if you're booked onto a networking event and you wake up in the morning and think, you know what, I'd love to turn over. You know what, it's raining outside. You know what, I've got a lot of work to do. I could do it tonight, but actually I'd rather sit and watch the telly. So Just a few things to bear in mind from someone who does a lot of networking, is very successful at networking and builds his business on networking, about what you should do and what you should avoid when you're out networking. I'm James Backles, thank you very much.